Greetings, everyone. It's so good to be with you again today as Jonathan and I look at the Sacred Time Oracle for this next wave spell, which starts on the 21st of July and goes through to the 2nd of August. This is our guidance to help you to tune in and to align with the beautiful energies that are available for us in the wave spell and in the mind Solkin. So welcome, and I trust you'll enjoy it. Jonathan is in Portugal. Hi, John.
Hello.
I'd like to hand over to him, and let's get this show on the road.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This is our second transmission for the Noosphere on the day of the Cancer Capricorn full moon, Sunday the 21st, a very special full moon representing the human family, Cancer, the sign of the family, and I'll speak more to that in a moment. So this is an opportunity to really review the first step that we took, the first wave spell, which begins the cycle of the Tolkien 260-day wheel, if you will, which aligns us, dovetails us, synchronizes us with the galactic life of Hunabku, is named by the indigenous elders. So that first step was entry, as I say, of the birthing of the dragon through the heart of the sun, the magnetic dragon. Final day of the 260-day cycle, as was mentioned, is cosmic sun. That's the cosmic central spiritual sun, we may say. So the journey that we're following over the 260-day greater cycle is of the dragon, the purpose of which is to bring to birth a new energy, a new inspiration, a new infusion into humanity, our planetary life. This is the journey that we're going to be tracing. And it's a journey that will take us on or over the course of 20 solar seals. Those are each steps. This is the second step. And this particular wave spell, the archetypes, let's say the totem of the imagery, let's say, that speaks to this particular 13-day cycle is Magnetic Wizard through to Cosmic WorldBridger. Now, the wizard is really the magician, the white magician, really the cosmic Christ, bridging between the worlds. This is really, in essence, how we can visualize this microcosmic cycle of 13 days.
You took the words out of my mouth, Jonathan. I was about to say, I'm so really excited because this is an incredible 13-day interlude in which we can align with and access that magic, which is the Christ consciousness. I see the wizard, it's always represented to me in the mind Tolkien as the Christ. And for us to be moving through this wave spell to Cosmic WorldBridger, it's such a powerful time for us to be able to set intention and to co-create with the divine plan so that it is anchored for all life. It's really a beautiful wave spell, and I'm looking forward to decoding it with you.
Yes, it is an extraordinary second step, and it's worth noting the nature of second steps. Purpose sounds a particular tone. It inspires us. We consider the nature of our creative potential and the achievability of our goals. as human beings.
Yeah.
But purpose is always comes with a challenge. And that is the nature of the second step. This being the second wave spell, to align as white magicians through to bridging between the worlds, to bring through the seed potential, the idea of inspiration, and to follow it through, Now, essentially, if we interpret the wave spell, I'll put it up on the screen shortly. Wizard to Cosmic WorldBridger is challenged by our vision of wholeness, our ability to go beyond the nature of the reality that we've been living within. So if we look out upon our worlds as a species, but also as individuals, not only are many of us questioning the nature of our reality, and what shows up in the media or however, questioning it, questioning the matrix in a way, but are we willing to let go? The only thing that holds us in the matrix, in the known, and in the curious way that stuff shows up to prompt us to question, is our natural and innate tendency to be comfortable in a relatively uncertain situation, to come close to the edge. So if I put it up on the screen now, and we can speak briefly to that, we'll get a feeling for what it really looks like, this particular wave spell. So the keynote of the wave spell is on the right-hand side. It begins with white magnetic wizard or magician, as I said. So the keynote is, and bear in mind it's in the cosmic moon of present. That's a lunar cycle, 28 days. It's a natural rhythm of a sacred calendar. And it is intoned or phrased as the cosmic moon of present. So we're walking in the presence, like we're walking in beauty. It's all around us. We can breathe it and maintain that awareness of the nature, the sacred nature of the divine plan as it shows up with its challenges. So the keynote is, I unify in order to enchant, the way of the white magician, attracting receptivity. I seal the output of timelessness, that fourth dimensional state, with the magnetic tone of purpose. And apparently in this sense, our power is doubled as we align with purpose. Now on the left side of the screen, we see the 13-day cycle, and it's shaped symbolically like the cycle, the spiral galaxy. So when I mentioned that the second day, the second step, indicates the nature of the challenge, and that is lunar eagle. Lunar eagle. Very simply, I polarize in order to create. Stabilizing mind, I seal the output of vision with the lunar tone of challenge. And thereby we can see right away that, okay, what is our vision actually? Do we have clarity as to where we want life to go? We can be so bewildered and distracted, but where do you would like a life to go? And do we have the capacity to breathe in that seed of purpose, of vision, and accept the challenge? And it is a challenge, there's no doubt about it, in today's day and age, for humanity to unite in our nations as we the people.
Thank goodness we have the third day activation as the warrior. So that gives us a beautiful underpinning. It lifts our wings so that we can face these challenges.
Yes, that's right, Leonie. So let's look at that particular day. I'm going to change the screen now and bring in that third day. So again, we see the keynote of the day of activation. So following 1, purpose; 2, challenge; 3, the third day activates this microcosmic hologram energetically of the universe in our solar system on Earth, the day of the yellow electric warrior. I activate, and the I, think about that. Who is speaking here? This is really the voice of the Noosphere, the logoic mind of the Earth, that I, that one I activate in order to question, bonding, fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence, intelligent questioning, with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of universal fire. So that is the energy coming through the heart of the sun, that universal fire. Remember, the dragon is bringing that through into our lives as we attenuate to receiving this new in-breath, this impulsing from the galaxy.
I love
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jonathan. I love these journeys. And for me, it becomes a very personal experience. And I'm sure that's the same for everyone. When you start to actually land this in your heart and in your soul, Dragon speaks very much to me. I am a fully merged Lyran Dragon hybrid. So the fact that we are in this 260-day period that started off with a magnetic dragon, the fire element is coming through a lot. I had such a beautiful experience yesterday. A lot of fire coming through, images in my fireplace of dragons. I've shared that on my social media, and just connecting in with other people that are sharing a lot about fire and a lot about dragons. There was an amazing photo of Mount Etna erupting, and you can clearly see in the night sky what appears as a dragon form. So these are coming into our field in such a strong way. It's really beautiful.
Yes, it's inspiring. You know, I don't know that I'm a dragon. What I do sense, though, is that dragon energy imprints the intelligent light of creation with a new impulsing. Some say that intelligent light is from Pleiades or from Sirius. You know, it's from a cosmic heart center, that sacred intelligent light language which we can receive. So this is important. We need to be as warriors on the quest, the archetypal warriors within each of us, like, you know, Frodo or Bilbo, each of us carrying that sacred ring that must be returned to the source. And that's where we must go ourselves in a way, return ourselves to the source. And as we do so, entering into the burning ground of the fire, then the fourth day in this cyclic, spiral cyclic motion really, is the self-existing earth. Now, whenever earth shows up, it indicates synchronicity. Synchronicity is a sign. We see the 1111, or we see numerology showing up all over the place. So the fourth day is the self-existing earth, guided by Skywalker energy. The Skywalker, if you recall, completed that first step, that first solar seal of the magnetic dragon to cosmic Skywalker. And the guide of the cosmic Skywalker shows up right there. So the fourth day is self-existing Earth guided by Skywalker.
And of course, the fourth day is all about form and measurement. Is that right?
Well, it reads a little bit like this because after the activation, it gets a little bit more definite. We're seeing it, provided we have actually been willing to activate our power.
Right.
So it says, I define in order to evolve, measuring synchronicity. I seal the matrix of navigation, finding our way with the self-existing tone of form. And that is on the 24th, isn't it, of this month. And I want to mention that, we have on the 21st, on the day of the full moon, entered into the sign of Leo.
Right. And what a powerful full moon that is. I got some quite strong hits about that because for me, this particular full moon has so many lovely connections. It's known in some parts of the world as the thunder moon, and I'm very connected to those strong elements of the earth, lightning, thunder, storms. I often say if I was living in the USA, I would most definitely be a storm chaser. It's also known as the buck moon because it's the time of the year where the young the male deers are starting to grow their antlers. Also known as hay moon or mead. So there's another beautiful connection. Jonathan and I are bee guardians, bee priests and priestesses, and we'll be making mead soon. And then also for the Hindu and the Buddhists, it's a full moon celebrating a time for clearing the mind and honoring the spiritual masters. And it's a very important festival, especially for the Buddhists, because it was at this moon where Buddha gave his first sermon after reaching nirvana, which actually precipitated the entire Buddhist faith. So yeah, it's a powerful moon. I'm really looking forward to the energies that are going to be released.
Yeah, now it's very most interesting because the full moon is on the cusp of Cancer and Leo. It's the second full moon, if you will, just about in the sign of Cancer Capricorn. We refer to the full moon in terms of the full sun, actually, when the moon is behind the Earth, and the energy from the cosmos passes through the heart of the sun directly into our higher self, so to say. So the sign of Cancer in this transition into Leo is really about resolving our perception of family. And it's really important. Consider the storming going on in our nations, be it America, Britain, Africa, European nations.
Basically everywhere.
Basically everywhere. Are we a people of one nation?
Mm.
Are we a people of the one earth? Are we a people in our own families? And there was a posting on social media which struck me. Recover our minds, retrieve our minds from this endless distraction of media-driven shock and horror. Retrieve our minds and center into who we are in relationship, because it's relationship which points to truth, to reality, to who we are between lifetimes, between the ages. So the transition from Cancer and the recognition of the inherent sacred nature of every human being is in Leo, the sign of the individualizing soul. When we can affirm, I am that. I'm not the form. I'm not my thoughts, my emotions. my physical sensations. I honor and offer gratitude for these aspects of my instrumentality, the medium of the incarnating soul. But I am that. And in Leo, we can affirm that. So the wonderful nature of this wave spell is that it brings us to the day out of time, and the first day of the new Sirius cycle. So the day out of time on the 25th of July is, so to say, when we walk the path of unifying the sun and the moon, the divine feminine and the masculine. 28-day, 13 lunar cycle. There's a day out of time, right? It's a wonderful gift to release and to let go of habits, routines, preoccupations, to enter into the sacred space of the unknowable, beyond the mind, the day out of time.
To come to that edge, Jonathan, to come to that edge and be prepared to jump over it or dive deep into it, whatever it may present itself to you. So.
Absolutely, Leonie. See if I can recall that poem shortly. Now, look at the beauty of that day out of time, just a few days now. Opportunity to make sacred your space, to join and connect with others. Why? So the day out of time is aligned with the rising of the star, our sun, with the blue star Sirius on the horizon. They're known as the dog days of summer. Now, in some of the sacred calendars, for example, the Egyptian calendar, the Egyptians celebrate their new day with the rising of Sophis, Sirius, in this particular way. It's a magnificent reminder from the ancient world of the relationship of our earth, our sacred heart center of our earth is said to be governed by the great White Lodge on Sirius.
Yes, indeed.
And it's a overtone, white overtone mirror guided by WorldBridger, right there on the day out of time.
Making sure we get through the cycle. That's how it feels to me.
Well, it's extraordinary because I'll give you the code for that, if I may. I empower in order to reflect, commanding order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the overtone of radiance, guided by the power of death. So not only is it stepping beyond into the field of universal integrity, we might say, the heart of all being, but it is our capacity to die to the moment, to let go, to release the I-ness which binds us, and to be willing to accept and to do our part. And let me put up on the screen that beautiful poem you just referred to. Leonie, why don't you read that to us?
Yes, I will. I so love this from Guillermo Apollinaire. Welcome to the, welcome to the edge. Come to the edge. We can't, we're afraid. Come to the edge. We can't, we will fall. Come to the edge, he said. They came. He pushed them and they flew. Very powerful. It's very powerful because I think it's something that each one of us has experienced at some stage where you're confronted with something that terrifies you and you become paralyzed and inactive. And it's in action where there is life and you can move forward to a goal. If I may, I'm going to share a personal experience. I can't remember if I've shared it on this platform before, but it had such a profound effect on me. It was back in the 80s, and I was going through a really challenging time with relationship issues. And I was on my knees and I had my eyes closed. And as I started praying and calling in support from above, I could see myself gripping with nails that were tearing off on the edge of a cliff. And it felt like an abyss below me. And I thought, if I let go, surely I will die. And the voice said to me, let go. And I was like, I can't, I'm going to fall. And again, let go. And I let go, and I literally dropped a few centimeters onto an edge that was in that place. It was below my feet there supporting me. I could safely let go without being thrust into the darkest gloom and doom down in the bottom of that abyss. And I think that's when this particular quote from Apollinaire came to me, and it's supported me a lot in my life. Thank you for letting me share that.
Well, Leonie, it's a gift in your life to really have had that experience. And, you know, the affairs of mankind are soul-sized now, to offer another quote. Day out of time and coming to the edge and letting go. You know, this is a sacrificial moment. It's a moment of realizing that our mental constructs no longer provide, you know, a reliable place of viewing oneself and one's world, that one's emotional life offers no comfort, that there is a hesitancy naturally because we are all of us confronting that moment where we want to do something, but we don't know how to do it. It's unfamiliar. We're being offered something which says, come on, this is your gift, this is your inspiration. How will you offer it? What needs to be done? How are you going to help those folks over there in their distress? And I don't know. I don't know. What can I do? It's okay to know in that moment that you can actually talk to one or two others. You can trust, perhaps, and ask the question to the universe, you know, or share that doubt, that questioning with your other best brother, sisters, and together an answer will shine through. There will be encouragement. There will be, aha, yeah, or actually we're all feeling like this. Maybe we can stand together. We can do something around a sacred fire on the day out of time. Join with us everywhere in open hearts and surrender.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Jonathan. I think it's encouraging for people everywhere to know that we're not alone, because that way of being is past. It is no longer. We're always connected in the heart.
And you know, I'm asking myself, what is the sacred dragon bringing through into this urgent times from the heart of the cosmic sun? And we might want to ask ourselves the question like this: our societies have been outpictured by it's not paternalism, it's patriarchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
2000 or many more thousands of years of that. The suppression of the divine feminine. And what does the feminine look like or feel like? It comes in the form of listening, being in nature, asking the unanswerable questions. And so to me, it is the return of the divine Sophia, the Sophia Christ consciousness. We cannot know what it looks like, but it will come through the space that we allow in our lives, in our minds. And that is why the gift of the day out of time is so important. Because guess what? The new Sirius solar cycle is storm energy. It's the energy of the new creation.
Mm.
And the keynote of that day is quite extraordinary. It will be the solar year of the blue rhythmic storm. And it will be in a new 28-day cycle of the magnetic moon of purpose. This is bringing through the seed purpose of humanity itself in the blue storm of self and collective regeneration. And its keynote is poetic and empowering. I organize in order to catalyze, balancing energy. I seal the matrix of self and collective generation with the rhythmic tone of equality. The rhythmic tone of equality, of the union of the sacred masculine and feminine energies, the divine Sophia Christ coming through that blue storm in this 13-day cycle, beginning on the day following the day out of time. So that will characterize the 365-day cycle that we can consider to be the Sirius New Year. So that really is a highlight for us to share with you, relating to the journey towards the cosmic WorldBridger. We get a nature of what is being bridged here, and the guide of the WorldBridger on that 13th day, guess what, is the dog star of love, of cosmic love, love wisdom.
This is what's so incredible for me, is how it is all tied up. There's this beautiful thread that brings it all together. And when we really see it and focus on it, you know, maybe the first time you look at the Mayan Tzolk'in, it doesn't really make sense to you. I know in the beginning it was like that for me. But when you start unpacking it and speaking to each day in a particular cycle, in the Wavespell or in the 260-day cycle, it just makes such a beautiful picture. And what I was seeing as you spoke about the storm year that we're going into, it was Alice, wasn't it, who got caught up in the tornado and landed up in Kansas. I just saw her little pair of red shoes, and I think that we should take that moment of the day out of time to really anchor ourselves in our own strength and in our own power, so that whatever comes through in that next phase that could be challenging, that we that we're strong, that we stand as the warriors that we are.
Yes, that's so important for us to claim our sovereignty as the spirit of the archetypal warrior, trust our intuition, and retrieve our minds. The gift is on offer, and it's for us, each of us, to say, okay, I'm up for it. Yeah, I will take a step off the edge and trust. If I may, Leonie, just to share a few thoughts on the astrology of this particular 13-day cycle is also quite stunning. So this particular period was really highlighted by the Mars-Uranus conjunction with, I believe, the star Algol. Now, that combination, Mars, the warrior, Uranus, the lightning strike in Taurus, is precipitating, and initiating revolutionary moments. Now look at what has just happened, with the drama in the United States, with relatively speaking, two old men, going for it like warriors in a wrestling ring. And both of them have taken a fall. Both of them have shown, or being shown, a weakness or a warning. As we know, this year, 80 nations are going to the elections. Humanity is making a free will choice. The political potency that does involve each of us, not to turn aside from it, but to be the observer, to recognize and actually to feel into it. I own my emotion. I'm not just going to react and walk away or ignore it or victimize myself. Oh, I can't do anything about it, beyond me. No, honor your feeling. That was a shock, crikey. And that poor kid with the gun, 20 years old, and then offer your best thought. Well, I hope and pray that the people can wise up, and there is a sense of the real urgency to protect, not to just wobble out, but just to say, yeah, we got to look out for each other. We are people of one nation. We are people of one earth. This is real. And if we can own and accept our emotion as our own and offer our best thoughts to the situations, that collective Noosphere energy will provide the tipping point this year. That's how the cosmic Christ in us can respond, with integrity. And therefore, we are witnessing the breakdown of old leaderships and the emerging of a new leadership from the heart of the people, we the people. The breakdown of old leadership in the way we have been leading ourselves. The mind serves up to a point, but at some point it will actually cause, it will self-sabotage. Yes. So we are witnessing and observing power issues, not just on the world stage, it's a stage, but in our own lives, how we use and direct the power of ourselves. And internalize this drama and to enter into the self-mastery of co-creation. And this is an invitation that Leonie and I offer and put out, to bring that into our reflections on the day out of time in our meditations as a whole, to offer up the willingness, our mental energy, our emotional realms, our physicality. This is the instrument and the medium of the incarnating soul. And we are entering and tasked to enter into the self-mastery of co-creation in resonance with the Noosphere. That is the bridging of the worlds that this 13-day microcycle takes us towards, and is so beautiful, so beautiful.
Wonderful. Yeah, this is very on point, very on point. There is, the time is now. That sounds like a cliche, but when one looks at the energies cosmologically, astrologically, in the mind Tolkien, the time certainly is now. So, John, you have more on the astrology, or we're going to continue to look at the Wavespell? I'm sure you've got some more gems for us.
I let you be the guide. I've said What
I'm
to the
looking.
astrology? Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's run through those last few days of the wave spell. Um, I know that this is a little bit longer. We try to keep these transmissions to about 35 minutes, but we had a lot of important information to share, so bear with us. We'll wrap this up in perfect time.
Okay, so just briefly then, let's make that a little. Oh, sorry.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
So the 26th of July is the new Sirius solar year in Leo, and that is a day of the blue rhythmic storm, which that will then take us towards the day of the resonant sun, to bring us into resonance with the heart of our sun in our solar system, guided by free
Human.
will, by humanity itself. We can
Yeah.
see how beautiful these, so resonant these combinations are. And then we have a 3-day cycle, galactic, solar, and planetary. Now, bear that in mind. The day of resonance brings us into resonance with the galactic frequency. So it's then for us to align with that frequency at the galactic level. And that is a day of the dragon, galactic dragon. There you go, to remind ourselves of the path of the dragon, guided by the serpent, which is a relationship of that vertical relationship we call the Antakarana.
Yes, the life force.
Um, and the solar has to do with breath and spirit, breathing as one, and also communication. It's a beautiful day, and its keynote is I pulse in order to communicate, realizing breath. I seal the input of spirit at the solar level with the solar tone of intention, guided by the power of endlessness, endless reflections of one thing, the unity of the one life, in essence. So that comes into the planetary frequency of abundance, the life more abundant, and then is released as we ourselves let go on that day of liberation. So that is a day of spectral seed. I dissolve in order to focus or target, releasing awareness, our thought forms, our emotional preoccupations, and so forth, with the spectral tone of liberation. That is the day of stepping beyond the edge. And we offer up our dedication on that 12th day in that alignment of the Antakarana, which is really the rainbow bridge, which joins us as incarnate beings, spiritual beings, to our grandparents, the galactic life itself, the source of our being. And note that its guide is resonance, the earth itself. So we're returning the life of the earth via that alignment, the Antakarana alignment, to its cosmic origin, so that the worlds may be bridged by love, by the love of the white magicians within each one of them.
Oh, so beautiful. And I love that as well, John, because yesterday I had a lot of downloads from social media or from friends or just things that I experienced here at home. And the keywords that came through for me were fire and love. There is only love. Love is all there is. And if we can grab a hold of that and really hold that in our sacred heart, especially at this time when there is everything that's happening in the world. So there, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Another wonderful decode of the Wavespell. We will be offering one last decode of the Wavespell or oracle of the sacred time as a gift. And thereafter, we would invite you to subscribe to our Substack. We will still have a very brief and shortened version of this transmission today, which we will make available to people who choose not to be paid subscribers. But if you would like to experience the depth and the fullness of our guidance and our transmission, we would like to invite you to subscribe to Wisdom Transmission Substack for the Noosphere transmissions.
Yes, thank you, Leonie. Thank you,
Thanks
everyone.
so much. Yeah, thank you very much for choosing to be with us at this time. We love and appreciate you. Thank you, Jonathan.